On World News Tonight this Friday, ready, set, shop. Will this holiday season be better than last?
I'm a believer in spending it, and that's what I'm here for.
The secret plan to decide what to do if a president becomes unable to do his job. And Dr. Tim Johnson's report on your health, a revolutionary way to treat brain tumors with no surgery, no pain.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Sitting in tonight, Forrest Sawyer.
Good evening. With barely enough time to let the Thanksgiving turkey settle, Christmas shoppers were out in force today for the official beginning of the holiday sales season, signaling good news for retailers. Since stores count on this time of year for half their sales, and last year was dismally slow, merchants are happy with today's strong beginning. Their only worry? It's a short shopping season this year, but consumers seem ready and able to make up for lost time. Here's ABC's Aaron Hayes.
It is exactly what retailers have been hoping for. Customers across the country lined up outside stores, some before dawn.
Well, I'm a believer in spending it, and that's what I'm here for.
There's something in the air. Everybody feels good about it.
What is in the air, most analysts say, is confidence in the economy.
Consumer confidence is so high and unemployment is low and inflationary pressures are minimal, so that there's a lot of push behind the consumer to open up his wallet this time around as opposed to last year.
Okay. Last year was rough. For many retailers, sales were sluggish, but this year, most expect to see sales up.
Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.
By at least 5%.
Our mood survey actually shows that this is going to be the best holiday in the last 4 or 5 years.
That despite the fact that this holiday shopping season is actually 5 days shorter than it was last year. Though many retailers did try to set the mood early, putting up Christmas lights right after Halloween. Some resisted. One of Illinois' biggest malls refused to promote Christmas sales until yesterday, when the staff finally rolled out the decorations. They don't think it will affect sales, though. This year, customers seem more than ready to shop. Aaron Hayes, ABC News, Chicago.
This is Bob Jameson. At the 12 Oaks Mall outside Detroit, the biggest worry isn't finding customers, it's finding seasonal workers. There are almost as many help wanted signs as holiday decorations.
The biggest challenge we've had this year, and it's worse than we've had any other season, is recruiting staff. We've had a job fair. We had it back in September, and we had almost little or no interest.
Little or no interest, even though retailers are offering employee discounts, benefits, even salaries $2 to $4 an hour higher than the minimum wage. Michigan is one of more than a dozen states with low unemployment rates and severe shortages of workers.
This economy is a fully employed economy. Most people who are looking for jobs have found them. That condition has been persisting now for about 6 months in the economy, and I think it's likely to continue into next year.
Sears has tried to find extra workers for its 11 Detroit area stores by holding special job fairs. Only a handful of applicants showed up for this one. With 40,000 jobs in all to fill, Michigan retailers turned to state officials, who are doing more this year than listing holiday jobs at unemployment offices.
We're doing public service announcements, we're doing flyers and brochures, we make contacts with schools, and we've also made contacts with senior citizen facilities.
Still, stores have 15% fewer workers than they need, a fallout of the good economy that promises to keep the cash registers ringing if stores can find workers to staff them. Bob Jameson, ABC News, New York.
More positive economic news on Wall Street today. The Dow Jones Industrials gained about 22 points, closing at 65.21. On the NASDAQ market, stocks gained about 5 points. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the day's news. What happens if the president becomes incapacitated or is kidnapped? A secret White House agreement. One town's strength in numbers. You won't believe the payoff. And our person of the week, going to extraordinary risks to save lives.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by Sustical.
If you've been drinking Ensure, there's a little something you should know. Nobody, not even Ensure, gives you more protein with less fat than Sustical. Now, Sustical can't add years to your life, but it might help add life few years.
Babe Ruth hit 714 home runs. But you know, he also struck out 1,330 times.
The look, the feel of cotton, the fabric of our lives.
This is cotton.
Now, money in politics. The Justice Department today rejected, at least for now, the appointment of an independent counsel to investigate the way Democrats raised campaign money. The department said there was, quote, no specific credible evidence that someone covered by the Independent Counsel Act has committed any federal crime. The law covers high-ranking government officials. The former Democratic fundraiser John Huang, at the center of the allegations, does not fit that definition. But the Justice Department will continue its own investigation of Huang, and an independent counsel could still be appointed at a later date. There's going to be an extraordinary meeting at the White House this Sunday, the continuation of 2 years of private and sensitive discussions. What happens if a president becomes incapacitated, then refuses or is unwilling to hand over power to the vice president? Here's ABC's John Cochran.
The president himself will be at Camp David when the group of medical and other experts deal with the touchy question.
The major questions have really been in the area of mental disability, not physical disability, but particularly mental illness. A severe depression, for example.
After President Dwight Eisenhower suffered a series of ailments, including temporarily impaired speech, Congress passed the 25th Amendment, which said the vice president could take over without the president's consent if most of the cabinet agrees. But in practice, problems remained, as when Ronald Reagan was shot while his vice president, George Bush, was away from Washington. That led to the sad comedy of Secretary of State Al Haig stating firmly but inaccurately,
as of now, I am in control here.
In the last few years of the Reagan presidency, when Reagan's memory began to weaken, George Bush felt the 25th Amendment was too vague. So when Bush became president, he and his vice president, Dan Quayle, made a secret agreement that the White House doctor should report any serious disability to Quayle. This weekend's panel will debate whether one doctor should make such an important decision, especially a doctor who fears his advice may anger the president.
If the advice is what you don't want to hear, you can ignore it or transfer the physician to another location.
The White House says President Clinton will listen to the panel's recommendations, but makes no promises to follow them. John Cochran, ABC News, Washington.
International news. For the first time in half a century, an international tribunal has sent a war criminal to prison. The UN tribunal has sentenced a Bosnian Croat to 10 years for crimes against humanity. That is, Dražan Erdemović said he had been forced to participate in a massacre of Muslim civilians. The man whom many people blame for igniting that war has been under tremendous pressure at home. Today, more than 100,000 people in the Serbian capital, Belgrade, demanded the resignation of President Slobodan Milosevic. ABC's Sheila McVicker reports on the largest protests in Europe since the fall of communism.
They have turned the streets of Belgrade into a sea of people. Demonstrations begun by students have been joined by those well past their school days. This was the 12th straight day of protest. They jeered at the mention of President Milosevic. They threw eggs and firecrackers at buildings housing state-controlled media, which have yet to report the protests. It is an explosion of public anger that the Serbian president has used the courts he controls to annul local elections won by opposition parties. The people are demanding he respect their votes.
I'm here to fight for democracy, and I am here to fight for respect of our votes.
And they say they will keep coming to the streets until they get what they want.
I will come here every day. I will come here as long as I can, and as long as other people are coming.
In the past, opposition to Slobodan Milosevic has been weak and fractured. The wars in Bosnia and Croatia kept support for his regime high. But there is now no external crisis, only an economy in deep decline and a profound anger about the wars that wasted so many lives. And the people in the streets of Belgrade and 2 other major cities say that they have had enough. Sheila McVicker, ABC News.
When we come back, imagine having brain surgery in 40 minutes with no scalpels, no pain. Dr. Tim Johnson's report on your health.
Here's the thing. Most long-distance plans, very complicated.
Oh, yeah.
But the AT&T one-rate plan, very simple.
How simple?
Calls from home are one low rate all the time.
How much?
It's 15 cents a minute to anybody in America at any time.
And this is AT&T?
That's right.
One rate all the time?
Exactly.
Is there any time when this is not the rate?
There is no time when this is not the rate.
I don't get it.
Am I just being unclear?
No restrictions, no games. The AT&T one-rate plan.
You know, I have been trying to explain this new AT&T one-rate plan.
Hey, I am tired of all these little phone companies, people you never heard of.
No, this is AT&T.
They say big discounts, but who can tell with all the restrictions?
No restrictions. Calls from home are one low rate all the time.
Yeah, but only to certain people or certain times.
No, 15 cents a minute to anybody in America, anytime.
And I get this from AT&T?
Yes.
I don't know.
I thought I was doing so well.
No restrictions, no games. The AT&T one-rate plan.
The Panasonic razor lets you shave wet or lets you shave dry. You choose how to use it for a great shave every time. Lather up and shave wet or shave quick and dry. Your choice. Blade close, electric smooth, rinse clean. Work hard, play hard, and shave your way. Panasonic.
I must have ate a gallon of chili.
You ate a herd of ribs.
Well, the onion rings were greasy.
My refried beans were heavy.
Cheese fries.
Garlic bread.
My Lanta.
My Lanta? Tums Ultra.
Tums works fast to help knock out heartburn. And while Mylanta Liquid has aluminum and magnesium.
Tums Ultra has calcium.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Your body? What about my body?
Tonight, police in 3 countries couldn't find this convicted rapist. 2020 and his victim did, living free in France. But he's not in jail yet. An outrageous story of justice denied. Tonight on ABC.
Dr. Tim Johnson's report on your health tonight is about a revolutionary technique to treat a very frightening condition. Every year, about 100,000 Americans are diagnosed with brain tumors. Most of them undergo surgery, but for many, that may not be necessary anymore.
Let your head go back.
The technique is called radiosurgery.
We're going to wheel you in here.
Doctors don't need scalpels or general anesthesia to perform it. And it sometimes helps even when traditional surgery has failed. This is how it works. In one form of radiosurgery, high doses of gamma radiation are fired at the brain tumor from hundreds of different angles. Because the radiation is so focused, the tumor can be attacked while the damage to healthy tissue surrounding it is minimized. Dr. Dade Lunsford of the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center is a pioneer in the field.
This is the outer collimator helmet, which focuses the radiation beams. These beam diameters can be changed. We have 4 different of these helmets, which weigh about 500 pounds.
Radiosurgery uses only local anesthetic and is painless. It takes less than 40 minutes to complete.
Here comes a little bump again.
Remarkably, the patient can go home the same day without so much as a cut on their scalp.
Oh, you squeezing
6 years ago, Diane Vine was diagnosed with a brain tumor. She had it surgically removed, but it grew back in a deadly location. Diane's only option was to come to UCLA Medical Center to have radiosurgery using another source of radiation, the linear accelerator.
With the other surgery, there's so many drugs and stuff involved that I really didn't feel good for a while after, and now I'm fine.
So far, about 20,000 Americans have had radiosurgery. Because of reduced hospitalization, it costs less than traditional surgery. So, before you agree to conventional surgery, you should consult a neurologist, a non-surgical specialist, to find out if you might be a candidate for radiosurgery. I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson, and that's your health.
One other health note tonight. In India, Mother Teresa had a successful medical procedure on her heart today, an angioplasty to remove blockages in 2 arteries. Doctors say the 86-year-old missionary would have died without the operation. When we come back, the most unusual Mars landing ever. follow the bouncing satellite.
Hey, looks like you're eating potato soup too.
Actually, it's potato with roasted garlic.
Roasted garlic? Looks better than mine.
Warm up to a new taste. Campbell's home cooking new potato with roasted garlic soup.
Are those chives?
Uh-huh. Flavorful potatoes, select herbs and spices, blend to create a taste you only get from home cooking.
Like a taste?
Sure.
Honey, could you get me a bowl of home cooking for our neighbor?
Campbell's home cooking. Great taste never looked better.
Now there's Plus.
Salad shooter!
Presto Professional Salad Shooter Plus. Plus means big capacity and power. Special blades to point and slice thick, slice thin, shred, even ripple cut.
Salad shooter!
Original and Professional Plus.
Come on, ice cream for everyone!
Oh, none for me, thanks.
Why?
Dairy foods do a number on my stomach.
You're lactose intolerant? Huh? You know, gas, bloating. I get it too, but it's no problem anymore. Try this.
Introducing Lactaid Ultra. One little caplet just before eating lets you digest dairy foods easily and naturally.
Next time, let's go for milkshakes.
With a little Lactaid Ultra on the side.
New Lactaid Ultra. Go on, enjoy dairy again.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
Feeling safe, being secure. It's why more families rely on Buick LeSabre than any other full-size sedan. Peace of mind from LeSabre.
With hemorrhoids, sitting can be torture, but Hemorrhoid has a pain reliever that works on contact. Preparation H doesn't. Hemorrhoid shrinks swelling and relieves burn and itch. It's complete enough to tame the toughest seat. Only Hemorrhoid is this complete.
The Space Shuttle astronauts may try again tomorrow to open a stuck hatch so they can get outside for a spacewalk. Last night they tried for 2 hours to open the hatch between the crew cabin and the cargo bay. Now this is what it looked like from a remote camera outside. The astronauts on the inside trying to rotate the handle and finally unlock it. You can see it move back and forth, but not all the way around.
Apologize for recommending the obvious, but please confirm that you are going in a clockwise direction.
They were. The only risk the stuck hatch poses for the astronauts is missing out on the spacewalk. Another space mission will get underway early Monday morning. Pathfinder is the first flight to Mars in 20 years that will actually land and look for signs of life. The space agency has put together an animated video of what's supposed to happen. ABC's Bill Blakemore has had a look.
What's the best way to land a robot on Mars? You may not believe this, but for the Pathfinder mission, NASA has designed something, well, after the airbags inflate, Pathfinder is going to detach from its parachute and bounce onto the surface. That's right, bounce, and bounce, and bounce, and bounce, and bounce until it stops. Then it will deflate and, like a clever beetle on its back, right itself, and, like a seed pod, open up. And then, after it catches its breath, it will take a look around, then roll out its own gold carpet and set off to check things out, sizing up obstacles in its path which, if not too big, its special rocker bogie suspension will roll right over. And if an obstacle is too big, go around. When it finds a rock it thinks worth studying, then, like the strange alien it is, it will glom onto it and study it intently for about 10 hours. Then it will radio what it finds to its hopeful masters in the sky on that little blue planet so far away. If it does find life on Mars, that's all the company it will have, because Pathfinder has no way to bring samples back. It will live out its days on the red soil, eventually one day to stop talking to Earth and remain a monument to human ingenuity. Bill Blakemore, ABC News.
Now some amazing doings back at home in Roby, Texas today. The 7% solution. 7% of the town's 600 people banded together and bought a bunch of tickets to try to win the Texas lottery. Each person chipped in $10 for what turned out to be the largest jackpot of the year. Here's ABC's Charles Murphy.
These farmers had something to talk about in Roby today besides the price of cotton.
Okay, all the millionaires raise their hand.
They won the lottery, more than $50 million. Peggy Dixon, the Cotton Gin secretary, put the pool together Wednesday. 21 of her relatives and an equal number of friends kicked in $10 apiece. Peggy brought the pool money here, Longhorn Liquors in Sweetwater. It's a hot place to buy lottery tickets. The store owner even put in $10. Wednesday night, they announced the winners of Quick Pick.
So I saw 13 on my first page. I saw 13, and then 20 and 21, and then I just jumped up and started screaming. I said, they all match. I said, we won the lotto.
This was the scene at the home of Mike Terry. The payout will be about $41,000 a year per person over the next 20 years. Mike Terry's family had 5 of the 43 winners. This is a poor year for cotton out here. That money's going to help a lot. Most said they would pay off debts. Peggy told her husband where some of theirs is going.
And I said, you know, maybe we can do a little remodeling in the house, take a few walls out, make our living room bigger.
The ticket's down at the bank. Peggy and others went by today to make sure it was safe.
The winning ticket, y'all.
Winners are still going to farm out here, but Quick Pick is sure a lot easier than picking cotton. Charles Murphy, ABC News, Roby, Texas.
When we come back, our person of the week, one man's terrifying ordeal.
Nobody does it like you.
The new Hoover Steam Vac Jr. helps get spots and spills before they become stains.
Nobody does it like you.
Drop everything and hurry into the JCPenney After Thanksgiving sale, where you'll find incredible savings throughout every department. But after Saturday, it's over, so get going before everything disappears.
Unchain my heart, and baby, let me go. Unchain my heart, 'cause you don't love me no more.
Eldorado Touring Coupe with the 300 horsepower North Star system. Isn't it time you live without limits?
The Panasonic Razor. Shave wet or shave dry. Your choice. Your shave. Rinse clean. Work hard. Play hard. Shave your way. Panasonic.
Out here, I can't afford to be slowed down by irregularity. So my doctor suggested Metamucil, the only leading brand with 100% natural fiber, like the fiber in healthy foods. Keeps me regular, so I feel on top of the world.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
Finally tonight, our person of the week, a man who has stood up to terrorists more than once. Over the weekend, he did it again, and in the process, saved dozens of lives. This time, the whole world was watching as he fought to do his job the best he knew how, piloting Ethiopian Airlines Flight 961.
I knew it was a hijack because this was my third time to be hijacked.
In Nairobi, Kenya this morning, in a hospital recovering from head wounds, an Ethiopian Airlines pilot is playing a scene over and over in his mind and wondering if there was anything else he could have done.
I believe I did what I should have done.
It began last Saturday in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital. It was pilot Lil Abate's daughter's birthday, and after a celebration, he was up flying again.
The day really started very nicely. I don't know why it ended that way.
20 minutes out of Addis Airport, he was headed for Nairobi with a crew of 11 and 163 passengers when the cockpit door was forced open.
Some people came into the cockpit and started fighting with the first officer.
Twice before, Lil Abate had been hijacked, both times from Ethiopia to Djibouti. His experience helped him deal with these hijackers, who had something else in mind.
I told them I will do anything they like. And they said, that's okay. And I asked them what their demand was. They said, fly us to Australia. I said, okay, I'll fly to Australia, but we have to discuss some points.
The three hijackers, who said they were armed with a grenade, had an airline brochure. in which they read the 767 jetliner had a range of 7,000 miles and could fly for 11 hours. But Abate explained to them this plane was not carrying anywhere near enough fuel for the trip. Then he contacted air traffic control in Nairobi, which told the hijackers they could land in Mombasa to refuel the plane.
So Nairobi Center told them, gentlemen, from Mombasa to Australia is an 8 hours flight, and you're left with only 2 hours of fuel.
The hijackers simply turned off the radio and told the pilot to fly on, out off the coast of Africa, over the Indian Ocean.
I said, you're not going to reach Australia? Then, never mind. We crashed in the air. I was calm. I told them, why don't you kill yourself at home? Because I have all these people are innocent people. And they have children. I have children too. And I said, we want to leave. They said, we have nothing to lose. Only we make history, they said.
Off the coast of Africa, with his fuel gauges on empty, Lil Abate neared the Comoros Islands and decided to take his last chance at survival. He circled the islands, looking for a landing strip to put down. The hijacker in the cockpit saw what he was trying to do and seized the controls.
Turned the airplane away from us. And we had to fight to regain control of the airplane.
What happened next has been seen round the world, captured on video by honeymooners at a Comoros resort. Lil Abate tried to bring down his airplane in the shallow waters off the beach.
I was trying to get closer to the beach, so we had to turn to the left.
125 people died in the crash landing. But thanks to the skill of Lil Abate, 50 survived. The pilot escaped through the broken windshield of the cockpit and was brought to shore by the people at the resort who fought so hard to save so many. Mr. Abate says the hijackers are among the dead. They were drinking heavily through the ordeal right up to the end.
When they knew that was impossible, I think it turned it into a suicide.
Lil Abate was released from Nairobi Hospital this afternoon. He's going home, where he'll take some time off to try to deal with his injuries and what happened. But even after 3 hijackings, this one ending so tragically, he is not finished with his career in the air.
Only death or retirement will undo us apart. I love flying.
And so we choose Lil Abate. He has built up 15 years' experience as a pilot and a lifetime's worth of heroism. That's our report on World News Tonight. Later this evening, 2020, Peter Jennings will be back on Monday. I'm Forrest Sawyer. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
Saturday here on ABC Sports, 2 of the big boys in college football, Florida at Florida State, followed by the Skins game. Tiger Woods challenging John Daly.